Hello, my name is Stephen from K-Scale Models, and this is an update for this week. So, I normally do these sort of updates on Facebook, but I'm going to try it as a video and see how this gets on. So, this is the Tragos from Gundam Wing. This is the Patreon build for this month. Now, this week I've been working on the shoulders, arms, and started on the legs. Now, this is just a hover unit, and as you can see, the arms do clip in, but in my defense, they don't actually sit flat down. That's just not how this mobile suit works. So I've had to add in a couple extra bits to let it flex. So yeah, that's something I'm still working on. Now, with the Patreon build, I normally try to get it done by this week, but I've had a lot going on. Last week I essentially got nothing done, so that was from the 7th up until about the 13th. Reason being is that I started a job on the Monday. I couldn't though keep it up because I've got a lot going on with my father at the moment. He's in care and I'm dealing with a lot of stuff with that. So I've had to give that job up because there was just too much commuting, it's long hours, and I couldn't deal with his affairs, and it's kind of necessary for me to deal with that. So I was dealing with most of that last week and I just didn't get anything done. So that's me working feverishly away this week trying to get this all done. So yeah, we're a little behind schedule. I'm planning on this week coming to finish off the hover unit at least and have the back mounted weapons and the arm mounted weapons. If I get time, I will also make the leg units, but that was kind of always a stretch goal. I was hoping for it. I was really wanting it to be the thing, but I don't know if it will be. So anyway, that is the Patreon build for this week. What else has been going on? Well, I've been doing some YouTube videos because I've needed a break from 3D modeling. So yeah, these are a couple of ones that I've made. Modeling Alternative to Greeblies is up, and the 3D printing commissions explained, that is going to be up next week on the 23rd. So moving on, next things that I've been working on is the Wingdom weapon set. That's now up for sale, as is the Dothraki tanks, physical and digital. Now, you can see here that they're not actually painted, they're just primed. I am thinking of getting someone to do a bit of artwork for me and actually make the kit. So I'll be looking into that this week coming, and you'll probably find that I either post something on my Facebook or on another Facebook group where 3D print, or not 3D printed, commissions for models are actually done and get them to make it. So yeah, that's that one. So this is also kind of mirrored over on eBay here. You can see Dothraki tank weapons. There's no digital download for them because this is eBay, doesn't do that. The final thing that I've been working on is the March poll. So if you don't know how Patreon works for me, you get 3 tiers. SD tier is kind of just thank you for the cup of coffee sort of thing. It's not really going to give you anything. I'd recommend to either go 144th, which gives you the power to vote on what model comes up and gets the download, or 1 to 100, which also, including the 1 to 144 scale stuff, gives you the ability to choose between a selection of models. Now, I always curate the models that are up there to give a reasonable balance and try to get things that people are going to be interested in. So, there's 4 models or 4 categories: conversion, tank, ship, or silly. So, conversion, fairly straightforward. It's a conversion of a kit that already exists. Tank, well, in this case, it's actually vehicle. Dragoon Flyer, I'll explain more about that in a minute. Ship, Laurasia class, I'm not too sure on that one. I may come back and change that. There's a couple other ones I'm thinking of. It's just because there isn't enough dimensions there. Silly is birdie. Silly is kind of just any random thing that comes to my head that doesn't fit in any of the categories. I'll give you an example. The 110 scale Buster rifle was from there. So yeah, it's just a bunch of silly ones, so it's not exactly practical. So anyway, this is the conversion I'm thinking of. It's a sort of ASW Zaku with fans in the back and skis snowshoe things. I don't quite understand it, but yeah, it's a weird one. MSV sort of thing. Now, this has had a 1/44 scale B Club kit made of it, so I won't be using that because I can't get a hold of it, and I don't think anyone can. I own a couple of B Club kits, but yeah, they're not that common. So yeah, that's the the conversion for the next month. The silhouette, the Dragoon Flyer is a kind of replacement for the Silhouette Flyer from Gundam Seed Destiny. So you know it's a pattern here. Everything's from Gundam Seed or Gundam Seed Destiny. Reason being is that the Patreons chose last month that this month coming would be Gundam Seed. So here we are. So anyway, back to this. So yeah, this thing's supposed to be somewhere between the Silhouette Flyer and a Dragoon. So it's got guns in it, but it can also carry the modules for the Impulse Gundam. So yeah, it's kind of a neat idea, and I could see someone like 3D printing multiple of these, which is kind of the the best use case for 3D printing your own models. Is you make multiples and you make variants. So that's why I like this. The Ranger class, as I say, is the main one of Zaf's main warships. It is the reason I'm not too keen on it at the moment is it doesn't have any overall dimensions. I don't know how long this is or how wide or tall it is, so I'm going to be guesstimating based on a couple of these photos. You can see here it's smaller than an Asuka. It's smaller than an Agamemnon. But yeah, you don't really get a sense of what the actual size is, although you can kind of work it out from some of these pictures, and if there's any suits sitting next to the thing or launching off, like in this photo, they're blitzed down there, you can kind of get an idea of what size this thing is. So yeah, it's on the fence because I'm not too sure. I want to do a bit more research before I pop this on. The last one, as I said, Birdie. My thought on this would be a 1:1 scale kit, but I'm not too sure. Birdie is the sort of thing that you would probably want to make in Blender rather than Fusion 360, which is what I use. So that would mean learning new software. I do need to do it, but I'm not too sure if I should be doing it whilst I'm doing a Patreon build. I might end up doing this as like a 144 for 1/100 scale Birdie. I'm sure people would be interested in that. So anyway, thank you for listening. As I said, there's a lot coming up and a lot of things that I've done this week. So yeah, see you next week.